are here in Centurion building up for the mega India South Africa Test series. But before that, we have been privileged to be joined by Smithies. She has played 15 Test matches for England. She is a women's cricket legend, and now can I call you a South African? Though I know that you have a British
50-50, yeah, 50-50.
So, I think you have seen women's cricket, like the growth of women's cricket. You have played at an era when women's cricket probably they don't have the kind of backup, financial backup, sponsors, and now we have seen women's cricket. We have seen WPL auctions, players becoming millionaires. So how the things have changed from your time to this?
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? Wish I was born probably 30-40 years young a while ago, but yeah, back in my day, I guess we had the opportunity to tour wonderful places, Ireland, India, Australia, but we had to pay for ourselves, or our family had to pay. So that, I guess that's a massive difference. But now the game's moved on. There's lots of opportunities for the girls out there, and fair dues to them. They're becoming a product in their own right, and not just on the back of a guy's game or something like that. They've got their own product now, which is great.
I know that you follow Indian team closely. They have just won back-to-back Test matches in multiple ICC events. They have reached the semis or the finals, but they have what should I say? They have failed to cross the final hurdle. So talk about if you have to wear your player's hat once again. What is your impression of of Indian women's cricket, especially in recent years?
I think they're improving a lot, and they will do so now with the emergence of the WBL this year. But they've always had something about them. They've always had, I guess, a core of 2 or 3 players, senior players, spinners that they play around, and good quality players. They've always been there or thereabouts since I first played against them in '86. But for now, with Amanpreet Kaur, they had Mitali Raj for a very long time, who's now retired. Amanpreet Kaur took over the mantle, but they've got the youngsters coming in now that you begin to see fruit of that, and I think they've got to stick with them. And the more they play in pressurised situations with other players around the world, they'll improve rapidly. And I think there will be a side to, certainly in 3 or 4 years' time, I'm sure they'll break that duck, and I'm sure they'll come out with a World Cup trophy somewhere.
We are in
which
South
they have already, actually, in the under-19.
Under-19s, yes. We are in South Africa, and that is this country in which Indian women's team won their first global tournament. Talking about the growth of women's cricket will be a part of the Olympics in 2028, LA Olympics. So if you talk about from the globalization point of view, from the growth point of view, we have seen in countries like Thailand, where women's cricket is more popular than men's cricket. So how do you see that women's cricket can grow or probably reach at a level probably where women's soccer is, women's football is?
Yeah, I think it's getting there in its own right. In the last World Cups alone, the stadiums have been full to capacity in Australia and in the UK. 2017, India, Australia. The World Cup final 2017 was India and England. In fact, India should have won that game. And Shobsal, I think, came on and did her job and snuck through there for them. But
89. Just wanted to remind you, 89,000 people turned up for the India-Australia T20 World Cup final at the MCG in 2020.
Yeah, quite amazing, isn't it? So going back to your question, I think the Commonwealth Games also played a part in showcasing women's cricket. This year, I think it was in Birmingham. In the UK. Which had good crowds, and I think those crowds got bigger and bigger, and now with the Olympics coming, and I'm on groups where there's cricket played in Peru, Uganda, Japan, anywhere in the world seems to be women's cricket popping up, which I guess again for the development of the game is huge and fantastic.
Just wanted to know from you, in men's cricket, we have seen cricket has been changing. England have started playing a certain brand of cricket, even in test matches as well. So the aggressive brand of cricket, I'm saying. Do you think that women's cricket also probably needs to go on those lines, maybe to be more attractive for the crowd?
I think it has. I think the emergence of the 100, I think probably helped with that as well, and obviously T20. You know, you have to bring the boundaries in, I guess, for the women as well. But you know, women these days are stronger. They're fitter, they're stronger.
More athletic.
The bats, you know, we all talk about the bats and things like that, but they're hitting the ball harder, and they're hitting the ball in areas where they're never used to. And the example, I guess, is
Harmanpreet Kaur, theender.in.
correct, and they can clear a boundary with no problem. Our very own Laura Wolfhard here, she's got the best cover drive in the women's business, I think, and so it's in areas where they're never used to it, but they are doing now. The only thing, I guess, in the women's game is sometimes the pace of the bowlers is slower, so you have to work with that pace, which is sometimes not as easy to do. But they are finding a way to do it, and I think the spectacle in itself. Actually, I was coming to work this morning. I bumped into a guy I've not seen for a while, and he says, "Kaz, I never used to watch women's cricket, but I've been watching the Bangladesh tour now," and he says, "I've really, really enjoyed it. It's really changed so much in the time he used to watch to now." So I guess that's proof of how things have developed.
And also more sponsors are coming in, more money is coming in. We have seen, obviously WBBL broke that barrier, but now WPL is taking things probably one step further.
For sure, and I think it's playing in the different conditions as well. You know, you've got international players now playing in different environments, but also playing in franchise cricket, not bilateral tours that much anymore, and that's where they learn their trade. You know, if you listen to the guys, you know, the Titans men, you know, that travel around and be with the SA20, you know, the SA20 coming up. Some of the youngsters are playing with the guys like, particularly Victoria Capitals, Phil Salt and Adil Rashid and those kind of guys. To learn off them is huge, and I think the same will happen within the women's game very quickly.
Let's hope so. Let's hope that women's cricket will also, you know, be as productive or as attractive as the men's cricket is. And already it is drawing a lot of eyeballs. And let's hope before the Olympics it will reach new barriers. Thank you, Carol, for talking
very
to
much
us.
for the
And
opportunity.
before letting you go, I know that you have, you know, you are a legend at Centurion. India will be playing the Boxing Day Test match here. Prediction, please.
Quite a few Titans guys are in the Proteas setup.
I know you will be a little bit biased.
Special mention to our Dean Elgar, who's hanging up his boots after these two matches. So I'd quite like him to make a nice ton on his home ground to say farewell, and I'm going to go at Super Sport Park for home victory.
Thank you for your prediction. Thank you for watching, and do watch all our content on Ray Sportz. This is Sandeep and Banerjee signing off from Centurion.